Good morning, 53Silver here. I'm here this morning again with my Tesoro Vaquero. I had an email from someone that asked me if I can go over super tuning this unit. So I figured I'd come out here this morning into my local park. We're due for some rain in an hour or so, so I got to get this done maybe a little quickly. But I'm going to go over three pieces here to the video. Will be ground balancing, and I'm going to have my detector set for the way I normally use it. And then I'm going to go over here to the site, and we're going to bury a couple dimes, and we're going to go over them in my normal operating mode. Then I'm going to go over how to super tune this unit, and we're going to go over both targets again super tuned. And it's I think you'll enjoy the results here. The first thing we want to do with this unit, I already have it set up the way I normally run it, which is threshold to 3 o'clock, sensitivity on 10. And I typically run the discrimination. There's two lines just south of the 5 cent mark. If you look here, there's the nickel mark, 5 cent. There's a line at about 10 o'clock, another one down closer to 9 o'clock. I usually run it somewhere between those two lines when I'm doing some coin shooting here, and that usually works just fine. So we're going to set that today during ground balance. I'm going to set this pretty far down towards the all metal, come out just out of the all metal mode here, and we'll go over the ground balance procedure. Now there's nothing here. First we check and make sure there's nothing in the area here. I'm going to lower my threshold to about 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and then I'm going to go into the all metal mode. That's the first thing we're going to do. Then I'm going to raise my threshold until I get a tone. And then ground balance is really simple with this unit. You simply raise, lower the coil, and you can hear again on my way down I'm getting a tone, which means I'm set a little positive. So I'm going to take my ground balance control here, and I'm going to rotate that counterclockwise or to the negative position in 1/8 of an inch turns or so. I don't even go a quarter turn. Still a little bit positive. Go a little more. And maybe just a touch more. That's pretty good. I like my unit set a little on the positive side, to be honest with you. And that's good ground balance right there. Let's go off the all metal mode and set that for about 10 o'clock. Set my threshold back up to the 3 o'clock position. And we'll go over to the test site over here now, and we're going to go over some of these coins. Again, I have a dime buried at 6 inches, and I have another one buried at 8 inches. And I'm going to run over both targets in the my normal operating mode, and then we're going to super tune this unit and go over both targets again. All right, so let's get going. Okay, so we're here at the test site, and my coil right now is over a target that's buried at 6 inches. And over here, I've got a target buried at 8 inches. Now, I know it's tough to see on this two-dimensional image, but that's basically what we have. I use my little tape measure and my trowel to get these holes dug here in this area. So let's go over this first hole. Now, keep in mind, once again, 3 o'clock on the threshold, 10 on sensitivity, and I've got my my discrimination set at the line. In this case, we're going to set it just above the iron marking here on the discriminator. We're ground balanced. Let's get going here. First target, 6 inches. Nice steady hit, no problems. And about an inch, I'm about 7 inches now, and I'm just getting it chirping down to the area here, and I'm getting a nice steady beep. Going to come over here to the dime that's buried at 8 inches, and we'll sweep this area. And you can see there is nothing. And I'm just scraping the top here, and boy, there's nothing there. Okay? Alright, so let's quickly go over the super tune process. First of all, the first thing you want to do is make sure that you're just outside of all metal. So just click the unit. There's a line below the word iron. Set your discriminator there. We already did the ground balancing. Make sure that's done. The next thing you want to do is turn down your threshold. I usually run it down to about 1 o'clock. Raise your coil up and increase your sensitivity. Now right now it's on 10. We're going to go into the red and slowly raise sensitivity until it starts to chatter. Alright, I'm pretty good, pretty stable. And I'm going to raise my threshold, and I'm bringing that up to about the 3 o'clock position. Little unstable. You can back off that sensitivity a little. I got it right now set to about 5 o'clock or so. Got a nice stable reading, but maybe increase threshold a little bit. I can turn that up. I'm about 4 o'clock on threshold now. So my settings are, right now I'm at about 5 o'clock on my sensitivity, and about 4 o'clock on threshold, and I'm just outside of all metal here. So now we're going to go over both of these targets once again. Here's the 6-inch dime buried. It's the dime buried at 6 inches. You know, nice strong signal. And here's the dime buried at 8 inches now. Boy, there's a not bad. Picking it up. So that's an increase of about 2 inches. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to run my sensitivity, max it out, and maybe lower my threshold just a hair to about I'll leave it at 4 o'clock. You can hear this thing chattering. It's just starting to break up, which is probably not good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look and see if now the nice thing about the Vaquero is you got different settings on here, different frequencies, and sometimes they help. And the third position seems to be just a hair quieter than the other two. I'm still getting a chirp every once in a while. But let's go over these targets again. 6-inch dime, buried at 6 inches. There's the dime. You can hear that the sound is a little bit better, a little stronger. I'm actually about an inch above this coin right now, 2 inches. And I'm just getting a beep. 3 inches. And it's breaking up, and there's about 4.5, maybe 5 inches there. And back to 4 inches. To 1 inch, and on the target. And back up to about 4.5, 5 inches. Boy, it's just getting it at 5 inches. Alright, so you got 8 and 5 is about 13 inches on this dime. Of course, I was running the unit maxed out. You can hear it was chattering a little bit. You probably don't want to do that. The nice thing again about the Vaquero is the 3 frequencies. That third frequency seemed to help a little bit. So I'll back this down to, again, 5 o'clock. Target is still strong, still there. Still able to pick up that dime down at 8 inches, which is nice. I picked up a couple inches on the dime. Again, if you run this all the way up, and if I max out my threshold, you know, I'm a good 4.5, 5 inches above this target, and I'm just getting it. So, you know, maxed out, you could probably get this thing to respond to about 12 inches in super tune. And again, this is on a dime. Had that been a quarter, signal's a bit stronger on a quarter, but I used a dime in this case. All right, I hope this video helped. I'm going to oh, one other thing. I change my batteries on this machine after every 10 hours of use, because you do lose depth with the batteries as they get weaker. So after every 10 hours or so, I usually change out the batteries. The batteries I take out of here, I throw in a bag and keep them at home, and I put them in my remote controls. And in those little things, I mean, they're good for another 6 months. So nothing goes to waste. I'm going to be doing videos. I have a Sovereign GT. I'm going to do similar videos for that. There just isn't a lot on the Sovereign GT on YouTube right now. A fella posted something a couple days ago, which is excellent. But I'd like to do some of the same kind of demos with coins and depth, etc. with that, settings, go over how I use that. So I hope this video helped out. Super tune your Vaquero. Pick up another 3 or 4 inches on the deal. And we'll talk to you soon. 53Silver, have a great day. And we're going to get some rain soon, so I'm going to take off. Thanks, guys.